are correct, but it is also the map that Metabellum was dealt as their first control point and their first map in Apex Season 4 as well. It's kind of the killing fields for X6 Gaming on the day, so they want a better performance and specifically a better first map than they were able to against X6.
And it could be good here for Metabellum as well, because they've already seen this map. This is their second time up on this stage, and can they now have a revenge performance against a different opponent, and an opponent that we don't necessarily have a read on yet in CONBOX. CONBOX wanting to show us some new strategies, and Metabellum looking to try and get themselves a good foot forward here in this series.
We'll see if Sansam and CCJ can step up to see if they can outduo Asher and Architect. They're still there for CONBOX, and I imagine they'll be the ones they try to rely on.
Let's do it. Let's get to Oasis for map number 1 of the day.
I get it.
Well, no one's really looking to get into it as far as the fan cheers are concerned, but this is only map number 1, Papa Smithy. I think we will have some plays to get everyone excited, and the next cheer could be the one.
I know, I feel like there's a lot of people in the fans, but like I said, we've got some undercover agents here,
Yeah,
Atlas,
we most
waiting and hoping
do.
they're going to get to watch Lunatic High.
They could have at least
second
got
up.
their voices ready for Lunatic High, you know? Like,
But if they cheer for another team, maybe their fandom of Lunatic High is diminished, Atlas.
yeah, and maybe there's some, like, you know, Lunatic High spies in the audience saying, oh, yeah, you are ready to flip over to the other side. You're not good enough.
So no changes for Metabellum when it comes to hero picks, sticking with the Tracer Soldier and the duo DPS, the 2-2-2, whereas CONBOX, looking at them, Architect will be running with the Genji that he made very famous in Season 3.
Yep. We see the dive in here. Dahim able to at least survive this time. No worries at all. And actually some decent peel for the Soldier 76.
OG just died in his debut. Just dived in too heavily and just didn't have the backup or healing to stay alive. So it's actually Metabellum dominated in the kill field, and they have to peel away this CONBOX. First capture over to Metabellum.
Yeah, real nice. Just get rid of the front line and move forward. Was certainly a strategy that was pretty much taken by everyone at the end of Season 3.
I mean, CONBOX, it was Metabellum who was a bit haphazard in their dives, and this time we see first dive of Oasis. OG just disconnected from the rest of his team. Got a lot of Primal Rage, ult charge, but nothing else to speak of. Now the reclaim will happen. Here's the second attempt at a dive.
Yep, take 2. We'll see whether it is going to be better this time, as there's the Dragon Blade Architect already ripping people apart. That is the backline already destroyed here. The front line soon to follow. Massive damage from Architect. Goes down to 7 health. Doesn't matter. Just dashes his way out. Everything's fine. This is what we're expecting from CONBOX.
And at the end of the day, CONBOX get to beta test their dive. First one, there were a couple of bugs there. They put it together. Seems like they might get through Steam Greenlight this time because they got through much better on the dive. Architect already had the Dragon Blade up. He was able to farm it while the rest of the team pulled off the point. We saw him just throwing out the shurikens at max range, had the Dragon Blade, and that was the difference.
Yeah, just sitting on the roof, throwing out as many shurikens as he wants. Wasn't actually pressured at all as Asher. He's going to dance his way in, doesn't find anyone with that pulse bomb, and that's going to be the answering sound barrier from Metabellum. Doesn't matter, they've lost Hexa already. OG really getting his eye in now. Don't necessarily need to with the Tesla cannon that he's got, but doesn't seem to matter. Revenge is going to fall, but it's still the advantage for CONBOX.
Yeah, CCJ was already low, so just tried to back cap. It's not going to be a serious attempt to contest there from CCJ. Was at very, very low HP, around 10 HP, so they back away. Already impetus over to Metabellum. They will have Transcendence for the next attack, but so far away from the attack vise that was used last time up.
Yeah, we do almost have another Dragon Blade coming in from Architect over OG, almost with that sound barrier to pair with it as well if they want to do some sort of combination. As Marv has started this one off with a kill with the Primal Rage. Investment of Ultimate, as now CONBOX are going to utilize that sound barrier that they had from before. Self-destruct, we'll see whether it finds anyone. No one actually going to fall down as Architect. Another Dragon Blade, another kill as Dahim is going to fall down.
Yeah, the big health pack and come back will Architect, so not enough here from Metabellum to actually flip the point, and Revenge now back on it.
Yep, Asher dancing around just trying to get some pressure in here. Does get rid of the mech. Just going to keep some control. No one really trying to boop him around here or get him off this point. Was just able to stand in front of 2 members of Metabellium without any trouble at all.
Yeah, and the struggle there for Metabellum is even though they got the first pick, they weren't able to trade up in ults, so it's not like after forcing out the sound barrier from CONBOX, they're coming back in with their own advantage. They do have Tac Visor, so if they can find a way to demech Clover, perhaps that'd be enough to force a flip.
Yeah, but we have already got to overtime, so if they're going to do something, they're going to have to do it soon, Papa Smithy. Half the health now on CCG. Jay, he's pressured out. They have to try and stay on this point. Another dive in here from OGE. The last few have worked, but good pulse bomb from CCJ. Finds the stick on the Winston. Gets rid of him, and here's the wipe from Metabellum. That Tac Visor, they waited for it, and it paid off.
And the dive from CCJ, really nice pulse bomb. Great angle that he came in on. Killed the Winston. No chance of a delay from CONBOX. Revenge died. Did not have Transcendence up. Ticked over as he died. And result is a CONBOX will need to go for another attack. And this is already a lot closer than the control maps we saw on Oasis from Metabellum on Monday.
Yeah, but on the side of CONBOX, they didn't actually invest anything afterwards. I believe they had the Transcendence. They could have tried to use it, decided that they're going to play patient, get another flip,
Dragonblade
use
already
all of
drawn.
these ultimates. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, and Dahim once again going to be the one that falls over. I do really like the fact that it's been Architect on top of this 76 every single time. You mentioned that he had some highlight moments. Not going to now as he is forced back. CONBOX do get the sound barrier, but they've lost 2. Still being held onto here by Metabellum.
Bit of a solo mission by Architect in that fight because the D.Va got demeched on the side of CONBOX. It hasn't been as resounding a teamfight victory as they would have been looking for. It's still very even.
Yeah, Dahim getting pressured out now by OGE, but do CONBOX have any more? Primal Rage has been invested into this fight. And now we've got overtime once again. 99-99 for both of these teams as CONBOX do have at least a man advantage for the moment, but that monkey's very low.
For the big explosion, doesn't find any picks where they have no support ultimates up. Orochi or Revenge goes down. This could be Metabellum's first point.
Yeah, well, they are going to actually move on aggressively. That's 3 picks very easily in the whole back line. The supports are both dead. CONBOX finding a few back in there. As Sansam, he's on the point. He should be able to hold on to this one, but you can see it's ticking up for CONBOX. They get the flip, and they take point 1, but that was a lot closer than expected.
Yeah, demonstrable improvement from Metabellum, but CONBOX, the moment they got their eyes in on the dive, looked more convincing. Felt like Architect was a little bit disconnected from the rest of his team, prioritizing diving the soldier over everything. So Dahim was going down first in fights, but sometimes they were losing their front line to make it happen. And if you lose your D.Va mech, the answering picks can come through. So wasn't 100% convinced by CONBOX, but it's just the first map. They were the winners, and Metabellum, some improvement on display.
Yeah, and of course, CONBOX also have some players that are new to a stage like this as well, Papa Smithy. I mean, Revenge, we haven't seen him on too many teams. You mentioned OGE and Clover coming over from NC Foxes that were a Challengers team. Revenge has actually stated himself that he's slow to warm up, you know, just look for him to make the plays after a little while, and we'll see where the one map's going to be enough as Architect. He's on the far, and already they're able to grab two quick picks on the support line.
And the hero switch that we haven't seen Metabellum do with any regularity comes through from CONBOX. Instant result, and it's the full pharmacy rather than the solo Pharos that we'll probably see on maps like Dorado in future maps. So nice opening pick, probably means first capture is going to be handed over to the side of CONBOX, so the Metabellum will contest.
Yeah, they're actually looking for the contest here, and they do manage to get 6 members back towards this point. CONBOX do have an advantage as far as height, but that D.Va is still going to fall down. Architect trying to land the rockets, and CCJ, he's just getting aggressive. The rest of the Metabellum lineup have been able to get this one done, and now it's killing fields, most certainly.
Yeah, really nice stuff specifically from Metabellum. Because the first pick was so early, they were able to get Chara back to the point and also to claim the high ground for Dahim, who was able to free fire on the soldier. They answered the Pharah, the Mercy cleaned up as well. So I was surprised that it went so well for Metabellum, but second map in a row, they pick up first capture.
Yep, just showing the importance of getting rid of a D.Va very, very early. That mech, and then the pilot D.Va herself taken down very, very quickly, and that meant that Metabellum didn't have to worry about too much, as there's a pulse bomb, gets a lot of damage on OG.
Rage.
Yeah. Decides to throw that one out. Another one in answer, though, as Asher's going to be able to take down the entire backline with the help of OGE. It is answered quite fast, and actually everyone, just so much aggression. Okay, Rocket Barrage is going to come in. That gets a lot of work done, but Revenge with a 3-man res, sorting out CONBOX. They do have a lot of people still hanging around this point, but not actually able to get any percentage as far as flipping that one back over.
This fight was so disconnected that for once Rez got maximum value because people were dying clumped in different parts of the map. We saw 2 days ago a lot of Mercy Rez is just leading to triple kills, but because the fight was fought on 2 axes, the Rez got a lot of value and CONBOX finally got the flip.
Yeah, Architect now going to be throwing out a lot of shots. I believe it was Twilight's duty to be on that Mercy last time around, so interested to see how Revenge is going to do. At the beginning, not necessarily looking like it was working out, but that res was fantastic. And Architect got a lot of value from that Rocket Barrage as well, as CONBOX continue to get some kills here, pushing aggressively forward towards the Metabellum spawn.
I felt like Metabellum needs to be more aggressive with their use of support ultimates because they know that Revenge just used res. But Revenge is being able to get the res back up because he didn't make a serious contest. He was able to build it up during the single picks they got that delayed Metabellum's attack, and they will have dual support ultimate of their own, given how fast the charge is on the res. So watching here, it's just a miss on the pulse bomb.
Yeah, straight up. Sansom is going to be able to take down Revenge though, but Asher answers back. Good pulse bomb kill onto Marv, which is going to be very difficult for Metabellum now to get any frontline action done. They're going to lose the mech at the same time, and it feels like CONBOX just has too much control. So many ultimates. The Primal Rage, the only one that was invested. Sound Barrier was available for Oporochi, and he doesn't actually use it. The rest of Metabellum are just going to be taken out, though. Didn't need to invest that ultimate. He'll be able to respawn, get back, throw that one down, drop the beat if he feels like it.
You don't usually want to be too harsh on a pulse bomb, given how many are thrown. But just at the same time, we saw Asher get the important stick, and CCJ miss in kind of woeful fashion. So end result, big advantage to CONBOX. They didn't have to use any other ultimates. Primal Rage down, everything else available. And Metabellum, they need to open with a very quick pick on the Mercy, or this is all going to go bad.
Well, Tac Visor is going to be invested, but that's just going to spell the death of the Soldier. Rocket Barrage does a heck of a lot of work, softens up the rest of this Metabellum team, and I feel like now CONBOX should be able to get them off this point and take the 2-0 here on Oasis. We'll see whether they can do it. They still need to follow up, as we've got a dancing Lucio just playing with Architect, but should be able to get it in the end. Oporochi going to be able to get the boop onto Chara as well. And now it's just CCJ
2 kills.
Being frustrating. Yeah, actually a triple, including the mech there for Sansom. So is it going to be Metabellum able to take this one back? That's not normally the case, Bubba Smithy. That was so well done. His flip will come in, and Metabellum given another chance.
Yeah, sick D.Va ultimate there, launching it over terrain, wasn't spotted. We'll see the replay. Look at the angle. It's actually just thrown up in the air, but at the end of the day, wasn't paid attention to. Kills the Pharmacy in one swoop, and also the D.Va that was pocketing the Pharah to get maximum value, Void-esque, in that self-destruct. And now we're going to go back to CONBOX, have to find a flip with no support ult to themselves.
Yeah, it is going to be Asher, though, winning this Tracer battle, so already it's the advantage over to CONBOX. Low health bars, though, on the front line here for our CONBOX roster. Doesn't seem to matter, though. It's Metabellum just taking so much damage. Asher going nuts on the front line on this Tracer, man. Like, this guy has really been showing up towards the end of this. The pulse bombs have been great, and now the flip's going to come in, the overtime's going to tick down, and CONBOX are going to say, forget about that self-destruct because we just got the 2-0.
And honestly, 2 Oasis maps we've seen from Metabellum in a single week. 2 times the enemy Tracer has decided the map. It was Time Boy for X6 Gaming, looking a class above CCJ, and then today, same story with Asher. Perhaps the whole map was best typified by when we saw the pulse bomb go woefully wide at the same time as Asher was getting the sticky on the enemy Winston. You need to be a bit more cerebral, a bit more on point, and in this case, it was Asher significantly better than his opposing number.
Yeah, just building up ult charge so incredibly quickly as well. I felt like we just saw so many pulse bombs flying out from this guy.
And all of them sticking Atlas.
Yeah, this is the thing, and Asher has been one of these players that can be inconsistent as well. On a good day, Asher is incredible. He can stand up with the best of them, but on a bad day, Asher can be woeful. Just feel like it is a difficult time now for Metabellum, but Tactical Pause is going to come out from the meta squad. They need to get some sort of, I don't know, emotional rejig to try and get them onto the next map.
And they also need to decide where that next map will be. Of course, it will be Hybrid as the second map. They went to Numbani last time and actually had a better Numbani than expected, a lot better than their Oasis, where they were able to push it most of the way towards point C. Part of that was X6 Gaming being a bit off on their ult economy usage. The Torbjorn in particular, not using ult when his turret was available, was notable for that particular map. So we'll see where Metabellum want to go this time. CONBOX seemed in great spirits when we saw them for a moment.
Yep. Metabellum have stated that King's Row is their favorite map, but it seems to be a favorite for a lot of teams here, and you can imagine CONBOX not too worried about it. We are going to see that massive Architect Dragonblade at the very beginning of Oasis.
And that was just when we were both surprised, and I think even the opponents were surprised that he already had Dragonblade up for the second team fight of the game. And you could say it was the first team fight because it was actually Metabellum picking up a pick and then largely the team of CONBOX surrendering the position. And the first time they went for a true fight, Dragonblade was there and ripped through the team. I kind of agree with him. The issue with King's Row being your favorite map is that King's Row as a map already has changed identity in the last month, with teams heavily favoring the Team Korea Scrim and then Team Korea Overwatch World Cup qualifier comp with the Zarya, the Reinhardt. It feels like the old strategies on King's Row no longer apply, given how many teams are staunchly going for the new meta on that map. So even if it used to be your favorite, maybe right now you have to reevaluate.
Yeah, and we've even been seeing these double sniper compositions coming out on King's Row as well. It feels like King's Row has been a real question mark for a lot of these teams, and the double sniper compositions have not necessarily been the most successful attacking
where's
comps.
the Junkrat at, Atlas? That's what I want to see.
Man.
Flower hasn't played yet. We're waiting for next week for Luxury Watch Blue to play, so he was certainly on Junkrat-only duty, it felt like, back at the World Cup. Played other heroes, but Junkrat was most played there. No Smite played last week and didn't play.
I know, I was so disappointed.
Junkrat.
So disappointed in No Smite. I understand that teams generally need a frontline, but come on. You know that he's the Junkrat
Of course
player.
the Winston player would switch over to Junkrat. They're basically the same.
Hey, what worked on Dorado, man, okay? They still managed to win. Ah, so incredibly impressive. I enjoyed it a lot, but
Metabellum
don't know whether Metabellum did.
They're not having the most fun right now. I'm very interested to see where they choose. To me, I think you have to go somewhere different. You already had Oasis dealt to you a second time, and while it felt better, it still was comfortably a CONBOX victory. Numbani went decently, but I had my reservations about X6. King's Row, it is the mad scientist's alley right now with how many different things they're trying there. So very interested to see where they choose here, Metabellum, with their hybrid map decision.
Yeah, well, the tac pause is now over. Your wish is going to be granted, Papa Smithy. We are going to find out which hybrid map we're going to head to for map number 2. And yeah, I feel like King's Row could be a possibility. Something like Hollywood would be fun, but Hollywood also does reward you for trying something different. We've seen a lot of different compositions come out, and that feels like a place where CONBOX would have a great time. But honestly, hybrid in general feels like CONBOX type of map, even though they are outspoken saying that Control is their favorite.
Waiting to see where they decide here for hybrid. May be a last-minute decision. Loading it up here. Hybrid can lead to some of our most exciting games. Was Numbani last time?
Do they just do it again? No, they don't. So we're going to King's Row. The theoretical favorite map here for Metabellum, but definitely one that CONBOX are no stranger to as well.
Well, CONBOX just stick with the Genji that looks so good on first point, especially of Oasis, or will we get the new meta? This is the one where you start rubbing your hands together and wondering, will we see innovation or just what was working on map 1?
Yeah, who's going to be playing the Widow Hanzo composition?
And maybe even some Doomfist, Atlas.
Hey, that's true. I want to see it. I was looking around at what Architect's been doing. Doesn't say that he's necessarily a Doomfist player, but I just feel like it's in his wheelhouse, Papa Smithy. This could be an opportunity for us. I'm excited to see it. I want to see whether Metabellum's going to be able to throw something else out. We're going to be able to find out right now as we head to King's Row.
I get it.
Well, at least the meta fans have found their voice just a little bit, Papa Smithy. They understand that their team does need a little bit more oomph moving forward. And it looks like we could almost get our wish, but I highly doubt it's going to happen.
It's true. There's no edges to jump off, so you have to run back.
Yeah, but
change your mind.
Look at which direction. Oh, there is an edge.
They found their edges.
Oh, don't do it, Architect. No. Is he trying? I don't think that
He didn't have the second charge on this patch, so he wasn't able to do some creative jumping.
Also, gravity wasn't his friend when he threw the damn thing down. Okay, well, he's actually going to switch over to the Doomfist, so maybe... No, okay.
Watch your language.
No, it's not happening. He's actually committed. Okay, so Architect is going to grant our wish. Most likely.
It seemed like it was in his blood.
It did.
Genji player jumping over to the Doomfist, that seems to be the flex.
We've also
Makes the
seen it
most sense.
so successfully utilized on defense as well on King's Row.
I don't think Chara will be running the Hanzo like we've seen on attack many different times. He's their Lucio player, so imagine Lucio or Zen will be the choice, and will be the Lucio.
Yep, CCJ though, he's going to switch it up to the Pharah. So a pharmacy composition from Metabellum. It's been a while since we've seen this on attack on King's Row.
Are very strong against Doomfist, given just the amount of range in the air that Doomfist will struggle to gap close on. So they're going to remove sightlines here as Dahim diving in on the Tracer.
Yep, CCJ is going to be able to take down Revenge as well, who doesn't seem to be having the best start to this series thus far. And it is going to be a very aggressive move forward. Looks like Metabellum should be able to grab this point relatively quickly, already halfway done, and there's no one on CONBOX to speak of to start this one off.
A lot of teams go for the last second contest, but it's not going to happen here. And very clean first capture on the map they chose for Metabellum. We're seeing clear improvement from this squad, who struggled oh so woefully against X6 Gaming the other day. So you got to say, the Doomfist so easily dealt with by the Pharah in particular. Couldn't even poke his head out. 250 HP and no ability to gap close. One pick goes back towards CONBOX, but cart's going to start rolling, Atlas.
Yep, Revenge is actually going to be able to take down Dahim. So I feel like this cart may not be rolling all that quickly, as the stop was at least gained by CONBOX. CCJ is going to be able to take down Architect, who's stalwartly sitting on this Doomfist still. They haven't changed up this composition when really they have not a lot of answers to this Pharah, even though he has been able to be taken down to half health. We've got a lot of ultimates coming out from these supports. Really nice use of the defense matrix to stop anything from coming out of CCJ's rocket barrage, and he should be punished for it. OGE is going to be able to grab that kill. Metabellum have been able to answer back with other options, but CONBOX still able to do some work.
Clover was able to do so much there, both eating up the missile barrage and booping him out of the ability as well. So nice stuff from him, but the maximum value there as the fight raged on around the Pharah and D.Va will be some meterage gained for Metabellum.
Yeah, but this Streets phase is generally pretty good for the attacking side, at least until you get just before point B.
Many days to deal with the Pharah, and CONBOX have not been adjusting here.
Yeah. Okay, Sound Barrier once again going to come out as Architect, still looking for some
instant res.
Yeah, attacks. The ultimate is going to come in. Meteor Strike, he just wants to find the Lucio. He's a difficult target to get to. Clover's going to be able to find a kill with a self-destruct in the meantime, though, as Architect just flat out has not been able to make this one work. Gets himself out at least, but self-destruct going to be thrown out again just to buy some space. Metabellum just going to continue to get themselves onto this cart and get it moving towards that second point.
Yeah, Hex has been able to stay alive through all of this. Pump out the healing. There's the sound barrier. They want to complete it on this push.
Well, already very close to taking down OGE, but Marv in a similar position throws down the ultimate as Primal Rage does have to be invested. Not going to be as lucky as OGE is. He was only up to 80%. Double Pulse Bomb kill gets both of the support members of CONBOX, and this should be able to equal... Oh no! Architect able to get to him, but here it is. Metabellum are going to be able to get to this next point. You should imagine. CONBOX just don't have very many.
We're talking about beta testing for CONBOX. You got to say, first time we see Dahim jump on the Tracer and CCJ now on the Pharah. Instant success. We were criticizing CCJ on Oasis. He's their Pharah player, so it forces Dahim onto the Tracer. And his pulse bombs and in general his accuracy on the Tracer has been significantly better than his DPS part.
Yeah, and I feel like CCJ should probably stick to something like this. Wonder how his soldier is. Perhaps he could even hop onto that, because to him has certainly been
Sneaking
impressive.
out.
Yeah, he is just going to jump himself up, throws in the ultimate as CCJ, going to keep himself alive.
Being so tricky around that low ground as we're on Asher here. Finally get the pick onto Hexa, dies with res available.
Yeah, so OGE going to be able to continue that one. CCJ just going to jump off the edge looking for the reset. Metabellum do get a little bit of yardage, but not too much. It's the Foundry, a difficult one to complete here on King's Row, and some control now being regained by CONBOX.
They'll just off the Farah, not suited to this final point on King's Row, so to him jumping on the McCree, and CCJ this time will be the first Doomfist. This double kill comes through from Asher.
Yeah, the McCree was just switched over to as well, but Asher says, all right, nice McCree, and kills him instantly with that pulse bomb.
Tracerless comp on attack from Metabellum. You don't often see this. Trying to make the Doomfist work, and there's certainly a lot of walls to squish people against on this final point, but actually getting into range without being picked away by Architect on the Soldier, it's going to be a bit more of a struggle.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll see exactly what is going to happen as Revenge. Just need to be a little bit careful. Does have Transcendence and utilizes it now. Metabellum going to answer with a sound barrier of their own, so a lot of ultimates now invested. Oporochi does have the sound barrier, utilizes it just after the Transcendence comes in. The Sansam does throw in the self-destruct, gets Oporochi through the sound barrier as well, as CCJ still continuing to try and find some kills. But it does seem like control is residing with Meta. Now going to be able to take down the mech and Asher there as well as they're pushing forward. This could be an opportunity for a victory and a full completion.
They have two abilities to stop defensive advantage. They also have the Meteor Strike. Here it is.
Yep, they are just going to throw it right at the spawn. They're trying to do what they can as Oporochi, he's on top of that cart. Asher trying to do some work here as well. He takes down Dahim. They are able to move Clover over to this at the same time, so it should mean that they can buy a fair bit of time. Hexa now standing, able to throw out orbs at whoever he wants, and it still kills coming in for Metabellum, but these tanks have found their way onto the point. This time bank that they built up, not necessarily looking as good as it could have if they had have got this push forward. As CCJ gets a sound barrier, but will get ripped to shreds. Another Transcendence comes in, and CONBOX, a heroic defense here in the Foundry. And Metabellum might need to actually reset and try again.
Metabellum was so close to claiming with the Doomfist ult and the McCree, but they bought enough time at CONBOX to allow Transcendence to come through on the respawn. Able to hold the point, and while we see the contest continue, there's a couple of kills. They're trying to close the distance here as Clover is just on the point.
Yeah, they're actually looking for some extra kills there as well. I believe Deadeye was actually invested. Didn't actually find too many kills, and yes, I thought that this might be an overstay for Meta, but it wasn't. They're able to get enough. Transcendence comes in. This should be able to lock this one in, as there's only 0.4 meters for this cart to go, but another jump in. Can they actually get there? Clover does need to hop onto this point. Not a lot of boops left as they are on cooldown. And Metabellum once again going to back away. Oh, it's so close and yet so far for this team.
Yeah, it felt like it's been 2 minutes and under 2 meters for Metabellum to push. They pushed out too far, CONBOX on the defense, and there was only one person on the cart. But because it was the Diva, bought so much time for the next round of respawns to come in. And we take a breath, the cart starts to roll back a bit, and now it's probably the last fight of attack for King's Row.
Yep, CCJ looking for it, does have the Meteor Strike to keep himself healthy. Lots of kills coming out on both sides. Yeah, OGE popping off completely on this Winston. Primal Rage is going to fly forward, and that is going to be that. Could have been so much better though, Papa Smithy.
Yeah, heroic defense for the side of CONBOX, but in the end, Doomfist does answer it, and Doomfist does get the 2 quick picks with even members alive. With such low meterage, you can't be off the cart for a second, and it is going to be our first completion for Metabellum in their history in Apex. Second time of asking. Finally, they full push a cart, and they're going to feel good about that, even if the time bank could have been healthy.
It could have been healthier, but it is still the completion. You're exactly right. And we did see that their attack on Hanamura the last time we saw this team as well was very effective. It just wasn't quite enough when it came to the tie-breaking maps afterwards.
We're going to watch the last seconds here where OG had picked up the triple kill, booped off. And that's the problem, even though there were so many heroics. One single boop was the difference.
Yep, and Clover as well. I mean, he was so close to getting towards that cart, but when it makes it so close to the end, it is difficult. But now only 19 seconds in that time bank. CONBOX are going to do at least attempt to do what Metabellum were able to get done on their attack run, because that first point was capped so quickly. And it just felt like compositionally, CONBOX was sort of outdrafted almost.
I'm just feeling great about Metabellum varying up their hero pools and really who they allocate the DPS heroes to specifically. Him jumping onto the McCree on defense, and CCJ staying away from the Tracer. So another Tracerless defense. They started off with the Reinhardt, but they're going to stick with the Winston after all.
Yeah, and they were so stubborn in very meta 2-2-2 compositions earlier on. But now moving over to the Doomfist that CCJ did say was in his wheelhouse. And Dahim staying with these hit scan characters, but McCree, a different flavor than his Soldier 76 that he was certainly sticking to in their first showing.
CCJ really pushed up looking for a first pick, has to back away, but isn't killed, importantly, for Metabellum.
Yeah, is able to scope out this lineup as well. Clover taking a lot of damage to this mech here as well, as they're just looking for the entrance. CONBOX moving over sneakily, but CCJ going to draw first blood as Oporochi going to be the one to fall down. Nice positioning, and we spoke about this last time we saw Doomfist as well. The fact that he can find nice angles.
Is taken out, so they are now Doomfist-less. That's hard to say.
I liked it though.
They get the Diva down, probably going to be a semi-reset here from CONBOX on attack.
Oh, really nice flashbang from Dahim. Revenge wasn't exactly in the greatest position to stay alive.
Seeing a little bit less McCree than we might have expected after the buffs. The slow after the flashbang makes those headshots, those one-shots, so much cleaner. You get the headshot after the stun. Good answer for the Tracer as well, but this time Asher will have the Pulse Bomb. It was devastating on Oasis with that ability.
Yeah, taking a lot of damage, but does get the health back. Now he's trying to get the work done, so CONBOX going to buy the space they need with the Transcendence as they're pushing really far forward. Good answering. Transcendence comes out from Hexa, but can they actually find the damage here? Good res comes in from Chara. Is this going to be able to buy them this space? Oh, a bit greedy is Dahim. Almost had the opportunity to get some kills, but Architect, yeah, just going to Meteor Slam right on top of his face. And that is a pretty good counter to the Deadeye.
Invulnerable and then drops on it. This may be the attack for CONBOX, but the picks are coming in for Metabellum.
Oh, nice work from CCJ. Just hops on in, takes down Oporochi.
It's been pretty much pandemonium on attack. CONBOX happy to use their ultimates almost off cooldown. And even there, right now, they have nothing to show for Primal Rage and Sound Barrier coming soon. Metabellum, nothing to show either, but shorter cooldowns on the likes of Mercy. And to him and CCJ can brawl without ults. Very effective.
And now it seems like a little bit of a face-off from both of these sides. Finally, CONBOX going to jump onto that point to try and get the first little starts, as Architect is going to be able to grab that first kill, and finally CONBOX Spirit able to get the picks that they're looking for, and Chara had the res, still fell down.
Yeah, and Asher this time going to get some nice picks, so maybe CONBOX will get the attack they've been looking for. Sansam has the ability to buy a lot of time. He's going to come in for the last second contestant so many times. Booped off, though.
Yeah, and that is going to be the completion. Really nice reaction from CONBOX. Sansam is still able to get off the self-destruct and takes down Architect, but that didn't seem to matter. CONBOX now with 5 ultimates to their name. Asher will have that Pulse Bomb very quickly. This Streets phase should be a fast one. Theoretically, CONBOX can make things work with these ultimates.
And I love how much better teams are at stopping the last-second contests on King's Row. Diva flying at the last second has been happening since Season 1. The teams scout it, and when you have both Doomfist and the Lucio, even Diva, all 3 can boot back, and that meant it was too late to contest.
Yeah, even with the Primal Rage from OG, theoretically he can do the same thing as CCJ. Going to be able to take down Architect. Really good spaceport by Metabellum, and this Streets phase that I said should be able to be well controlled. CONBOX didn't use any of the ultimates, but still wasting some time. And they don't have a lot of that because that first capture was not a fast one.
Same thing happened for the attack of Metabellum, so eventually, because of all the different routes you can take around Streets phase, you have to pull back to safer terrain, so Metabellum can't just go for spawn camping or anything like that. Architect wants to brawl. 6 ultimates available for CONBOX, but they don't want to use them in the Streets phase if they don't have to.
Yeah, well, they've got 6 ultimates, but they don't have many alive, Papa Smith. That's half of the team. Make that 2/3. CONBOX still, without any ultimates used, just going to reset, Try again.
It's a bit of greed. Again, you don't want to use the ults on the streets phase. You don't expect there to be a real drop down or fight till the last bend, where we've seen so many titanic team fights in the history of Apex on King's Row. But Metabellum, when you've got heroes like Doomfist, you can drop down earlier, start brawling when you have res available. Speaking of brawling.
Yeah, CCJ is going to jump inside this house and really start to wreak some havoc. Charges up that punch once again and has the Meteor Strike. Can he actually get this one done in a position that he wants to? Throws himself down, but not going to find too many kills. Nice res, but it's only on to 1. And CONBOX now able to answer with a couple of quick kills. Make that 3. Now this cart should move forward once again.
Sound barrier was drawn out, but that's all he got for the use of the Meteor Strike. And we're watching Asher pushing up super aggressively. And that last second contest not going to happen, Atlas. His payload's bumping.
Yep, 5 of the ultimates were invested. That time only the Primal Rage going to be kept available. Asher's going to have Pulse Bomb up once again. But should be the completion, and I like it. They knew that they didn't have too much more to go, and if they got a wipe with the ultimates invested, they would be able to guarantee their right to head towards this Foundry.
No res available for Metabellum. Usually the whack-a-mole when you have Mercy on defense at the last point is very difficult given she can come flying out from a very defensive position. Asher's flashbang is taken out.
Yeah, not going to be able to recall if you're going to be dazed. That is going to spell a stop here. CONBOX's payload. Over sees that, just going to reset himself.
Start to back away. Deadeye available for zoning, Transcendence available for a fight. And Asher's probably going to need the heroics again if he's going to start the payload moving now. It'll probably take 2 teamfight victories actually fully complete King's Row. We saw how much stall was enacted by Metabellum. CCJ's looking for Lucio.
Yeah, just jumps right into that backline as Oporochi, not going to fall down just yet. So Hexa able to take down Architect there in the front line. CCJ still winning as far as that trade is concerned. CONBOX. Okay, we'll see what they can do. Zahim, he's mentioned defense. There's the Transcendence. Deadeye going to come out immediately, though, from Metabellum. Zahim not able to find any targets. Oh, not quite quick enough on the trigger finger.
It was just a solo ult. That would have been a great trade, but it wasn't. Now we see the redive, and they actually get CCJ.
Yeah, really good control from CONBOX. They see a couple of ultimates utilized. Good double res comes out from Metabellum, but now they're throwing everything forward. Good double kill comes in once again. Actually just self-destructs across the board, finding kills.
The problem with res is you know they're going to be in position for the self-destruct. They trade up 2 for 1 with the self-destructs. Both Divas without ult.
And Architect actually has had enough of the Doomfist. Jumps back onto his beloved Genji, trying to charge up this Dragon Blade once again, only at 60%, and Sansom going to be able to take down OGE.
Once again, lead to a pull away, and Metabellum, just like their opponents, have been doing good delay. Remember, they still need to see a full capture from CONBOX. They need to win a team fight decisively, and they really have no tool to do that with until the Dragon Blade is available.
Yeah, but is it going to be enough time? We've got a Pulse Bomb, but there's 30 seconds to go. They need a Transcendence or a Sound Barrier. Oporochi only at 50%. Revenge getting close to a Transcendence to try and buy some space. And CCJ, he's looking to move aggressively. Okay, Meteor Strike not going to find any joy there at all as he jumps his way out with the Seismic Slam. And there is the investment of that Transcendence. So CONBOX understand that this is a dangerous time. CCJ able to take down OGE. And this actually could be enough to get that defense that Metabellum need. Remember, the completion did come in. This is Metabellum taking their first map potentially, but Dragon Blade from Architect could say no. Jumps into the backline, already 2 kills. CCJ trying to do what he can, but my God, massive res comes in from Chara, and Metabellum should be able to say goodnight to CONBOX. Beautiful play from the Mercy. Just stand back, press the Q when you need it. Not a lot of tools left here for CONBOX. We're going to have to play this one out in overtime if they can. It's not going to happen, and that is going to be 1-1 here from Metabellum.
Congratulations to Metabellum. First map for them and for the Meta organization in Apex Season 4. There were so many different masters that CONBOX needed to serve to get a successful push, because even when we accounted for both of the Diva ultimates being down, even when the Transcendence wasn't a factor, you have to play that whack-a-mole with the Mercy. Mercy has so many great places she can hide right at the end of Point C on King's Row. Comes in, wins the game for them. They had trust in the Mercy as well, because they kept Primal Rage, they kept other ultimates for after the Mercy ult came in. these sort of Mercy reses haven't really been a thing since very early in the competitive life of Overwatch. It comes back in, it triggers some people from their competitive play on the ladder, but it works oh so well for Metabell.
Certainly worked so well in the exact position that they managed to get themselves in as well. And we have to go back to their incredible attack run first time forward, as here's the res in question.
Quadra res. Feels so good. Get so much value there. That was the big turning point and ended the attack for CONBOX.
Yep, Chara really should be proud of himself. So now moving forward, we've got Assault. It is going to be the choice of CONBOX. We are going to take a quick break beforehand, but a lot of questions now raised. CONBOX not looking as strong as they have in the past, but still a lot of kinks to work out. Still a lot of new things that they need to get used to.
I'm just happy we got a series out as we had 3-0 all this week. This is the first time we've had a 1-1.
And also the first map victory for the Meta organization so far. We are going to have a short break. We'll be back with Game 3 very soon.
에너지가 필요한 순간 핫식스와 함께 핫하게 즐겨라. 올여름 가장 핫한 리그 오버워치 핫식스 에이펙스.
Game, record, and stream without compromise.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Apex Season 4. We have a tied series. 1-1 as Kings Row was able to be taken by Meta Bellum, giving them their first map for the entire organization so far in Season 4.
And our first tie so far this week, and I love the fact that Meta Bellum won on the back of innovation. They weren't being stubborn with just one comp. You didn't see the same nerves and stubbornness that we saw on Monday in their performance over these two maps, but specifically on Kings Row. Chara off the Lucio onto the Mercy with the 4-man res was the big difference in the titanic final fight between CONBOX and Meta Bellum. And now we will go to the map choice of CONBOX. Also means we'll get our first escort of the week when we get to map 4.
Yeah, which will be exciting, but first we have to go through Assault.
Is it Lunar Colony? Finally, Atlas, we've been waiting.
Ho-ho.
We've been oh so patient.
Not entirely sure. CONBOX say that they don't necessarily have any least favorite maps, but we are going to find out. It's going to be Hanamura, which is an interesting choice because Meta Bellum did have a good first push on attack on this particular map against X6, but CONBOX obviously have some sort of plan, and we'll see what it is going to be. This has been a map where Architect has popped off on the old Genji. Could be an opportunity for him to get some work
And
done.
if you're CONBOX, I think you go to where you're strong. You don't think about where Meta Bellum is weak. You came in probably not rating them too highly. May find yourself surprised to not be 2-0 up, but you go back to the original game plan, which is which control map are we most comfortable on, which assault map, sorry, are we most comfortable on. Let's stick with that.
Well, you can see not a lot of smiles over the side of CONBOX. When you do suffer a loss against a team that probably wasn't expected to find any victories, it can hit you a lot harder than you would have thought.
When you think about those standings at the end of the group, remember, they have another map loss that other teams may not have against Meta Bellum.
Yeah, a lot of danger here for CONBOX. Let's see what happens as we head to Assault on Hanamura.